Let's go to cut 6. Go.
Well, it would take 60 votes in the Senate. No one thinks we're going to have 60 Republicans. Right. And it would take a presidential signature. No one thinks we're going to get that. So the question is, what can you do about it? Well, I'd like to put the Senate Democrats in the position of voting on the most unpopular parts of this law and see if we can put it on the president's desk.
I couldn't believe this. It was a complete lie. It was so dishonest. It was unbelievable. You see, much of Obamacare was passed by what they call budget reconciliation. That requires 51 votes, not 60. We had Paul Ryan on this program a couple of years ago and said we can repeal about 85% of the Obamacare law through the budget reconciliation process, including the tax process, with 51 votes. And he said he was committed to that. But he wasn't the only one who said he was committed to it. A little over 2 years ago, Mitch McConnell said he was committed to the 51 votes. Let's go to cut 8. This is July 1, 2012. Go.
Yeah, the Chief Justice said it's a tax. Taxes are clearly what we call reconcilable. That's the kind of measure that can be pursued with 51 votes in the Senate. And if I'm the leader of the majority next year, I commit to the American people that the repeal of Obamacare will be job one.
Then on October 9th, the McConnell campaign runs an ad 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. They run an ad that he's going to fight to repeal Obamacare. He runs an ad that he's going to fight to repeal Obamacare, even though 2 days ago he told Neil Cavuto he can't and they won't because they can't get 60 Republican senators. Here's the ad he's been running. Cut 3, go.
As a doctor, I see how Obamacare hurts patients' access to care. As a mom, I know it hurts families. My son has diabetes and our insurance was canceled under Obamacare. Like many, we now pay more for less coverage. Mitch McConnell is working for common sense health care reforms. That starts with repealing Obamacare. And Mitch is leading the fight because he cares about patients and families like mine.
I'm Mitch McConnell, and I approve this message.
He approved a message. 3 weeks later, he rejected on Neil Cavuto's show on Fox. So our friend Philip Klein catches up with these folks, and he wants to know, what's the deal? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is why this microphone, I'm blessed and I take it seriously. This is why I do not pretend that the Republican Party is such a grand old party. The Republican Party has lost its way. It's just that. The Democrat Party is affirmatively destroying the country. But we don't reject integrity and common sense. We don't disrespect ourselves when Republicans disrespect us and our intelligence. We're not Democrat drones. We're not part of their base. We're conservatives. We think. We reason. We engage. So in the Washington Examiner, turns out, McConnell puts out a statement. Really in response to this program, unfortunately, it doesn't get the due that it deserves. You don't in my audience, because we know what motivated Mr. McConnell to yet take another position. Quote, Leader McConnell is and always has been committed to the full repeal of Obamacare. Now, you know that's not true. I just played you the clip. And he'll continue to lead efforts to repeal and replace it with patient-centered reforms that enable greater choice at lower costs. He knows it won't be easy, but he also believes that if Republicans are fortunate enough to take back the majority, we'll owe it to the American people to try through votes on full repeal and Bill's most onerous provisions and reconciliation. McConnell spokesman Brian McGuire. Still a little confusing. But I will say this. You and my audience, and I right here behind this microphone, we realize Obamacare is one of the worst laws in a century. We now have a man who may be the leader in the United States Senate who will have 51 Republican votes saying, finally setting on a position that they will use the reconciliation process requiring only 51 votes for, quote, full repeal, unquote, of Obamacare. And by the way, they can't do full repeal. It's 85% repeal. But good! And we're going to hold the Republicans to this position, all of them. We're going to hold the Republican leadership to this position, all of them. Should Mitch McConnell win re-election and become the Republican leader, the majority leader in the Senate, we will hold him accountable too. Period. We've got the audio. We've got the dates. We've got the air cover with this show, and we've got you, the ground troops. We are not going to be lied to anymore. We are not going to be disrespected anymore. Republican, Democrat, or in between. We do not want this damn law. And we expect somebody to do something about it, not show votes. Well, the medical device tax. Screw the medical device tax. I know the lobbyists want to get rid of it. We want to get rid of all of it. At least 85% of it. And we're not asking, we are demanding that this get done. Demanding. Now we have it, Mr. McConnell. That's your position. Through your spokesman, Brian McGuire. We've got your ad, Mr. McConnell, that you've run in Kentucky, saying you're going to repeal and replace it. We're going to hold you to that. No more 60-vote crap. It's 51 votes, and you know it. And you know it. Sorry, tough love, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only way it's going to work, if we put pressure on these people. Otherwise, they're going to just lurch the other way by their paymasters at the U.S. Chamber of Crony Capitalism, which likes Obamacare. It likes Obamacare, but we don't. I don't care if some industry likes Obamacare. Some company likes Obamacare. Some lobbying firm likes Obamacare. Some staffers. Here's the thing. The senators, the congressmen, the staffers, they don't have to live under Obamacare. Remember? Obama took out his pen and his phone, and he took care of them. Well, now it's time for them to take care of us. Period. No more damn excuses. Well, the president may not sign it. Screw it. Send it to his desk. If he doesn't sign it, then he doesn't sign it. But act like men and act like women. I'll tell you why they're worried about this. There are now millions of people getting subsidies through Obamacare, you see. The fact of the matter is, several hundred millions of us who are not. But this is the problem, folks. This is why I get so aggravated by this. The radical Democrats pass a law that violates the Constitution, that forces you to buy insurance plans you don't want, and forces your insurance company to drop insurance plans that you do want. It's changed the relationship between the individual and government, and it can only get worse. We now have a Supreme Court precedent that the government can bully us. And I am saying, and you are saying, no, repeal the damn thing and give us our Constitution back. Give us our liberty back. Don't fool us with the medical device tax, and we don't care. That doesn't help our children and grandchildren. It doesn't help our elderly parents. It doesn't help our spouses and our friends and neighbors. Screw the medical tax, whatever the hell it is. Get rid of the damn thing, or most of it. 51 votes. Well, Obama won't sign it. Well, then resign, because he's not going to sign anything. Well, we want to prove we can govern. Prove he can save the republic, or try to. Make the case to the American people. So in the next election cycle, the next presidential election, they'll know what you stand for. They'll understand your argument. You know, the left, it's a drumbeat, day in and day out, day in and day out. The Republicans, there's no drumbeat. They're all marble mouths. That's how they all sound to me.